Welcome back to Tightwad Workshop. In this video I'm going to show you the absolute basic bare minimum setup work you need to do to a brand new wood plane. I'll show some more advanced plane tuning techniques in the next video. Start by wiping off the excess packing oil with a paper towel. Next, I'm going to set the blade depth and see if the plane works straight out of the box. It almost works, but the blade isn't properly sharp and it's tearing the wood rather than cutting it. These shavings are very coarse and ragged. Let's dismantle the plane and set it up properly. Start by removing the lever cap and blade assembly. There's more packing oil to wipe off here as well. This wedge-shaped component of the plane is called the frog. It should be lined up square with the mouth of the plane and a bit further forward than it currently is. Loosen these two screws to adjust your frog's position. Retighten the screws once the frog is lined up correctly. The blade assembly consists of the cutting iron, the chip breaker, and a screw which holds the two parts together. Remove the screw to separate the parts. The tip of the chip breaker needs to fit tightly against the back surface of the cutting iron, without any gaps between them. Wipe off the excess oil, as before. The corners of this blade are rounded, but that's not a problem for us at this stage. The bevel is ground fairly straight, and the edge isn't chipped, so we'll just need to hone the edge on our oilstone. We need to grind the end of the chip breaker so that it has a better fit against the back of the cutter blade. Put some oil on the stone and hold the chip breaker against it like this, at a slight downward angle. After a few minutes work, the edge now looks more like the tip of a chisel. It's got a slight wire edge, which we're going to remove with our strop. It's now about as sharp as a blunt chisel, but the chip breaker isn't designed to cut the wood. It just makes the wood chip curl and break off while you're pushing the plane forward. The two parts fit together like this, with the edge of the chip breaker about 2 mm back from the edge of the cutting iron. If you've done a good job on the chip breaker, you won't be able to see any light between it and the cutting iron. Next, we'll flatten the back side of the cutting iron. We don't have to flatten the entire surface, just the first 12 mm, half inch or so. This flattening process makes the cutting iron and chip breaker fit together even better. Now we'll turn the blade over and hone it. First rest the blade on its bevel, then lift it very slightly and push forward along the oilstone. Stop after about 10 strokes and check how you're doing. You can see our secondary bevel starting to appear along the edge. Our cutting iron started out with an edge profile like the one in image A. We're going to keep working it till it develops a rolled over wire edge as shown in image B. I can feel the wire edge on one side of the blade, but it's not yet across the whole edge. Now the wire edge is appearing across about half of the edge, so we're getting closer. Just a little more. It hasn't quite reached this edge. That now has the wire edge across the whole width of the cutting iron, so we can switch to the fine grit side of the oilstone. Remove the coarse wire edge by holding the flat side of the cutting iron against the oilstone and taking a few strokes. This will also flatten the back of the cutting iron a bit more. Now we'll repeat that honing process to raise a fine wire edge across the blade. This only needs a few strokes, and it'll leave us with an edge profile like the one in image C. Rub both sides of the blade on the strop to remove the wire edge and polish the bevel. That now leaves us with a fully sharpened blade, as you can see in image D. My arm hairs are almost transparent and hard to see, but I am successfully shaving them off here. Reassemble the cutting iron and chip breaker. Put the blade assembly back in the plane and refit the lever cap. This lever is used to fine-tune the blade alignment. Adjust the blade for a very shallow depth of cut and give it a test. Some of these shavings are coming out concertina folded because I have my thumb in the way on the front handle. That's not too bad for a cheap plane. Once again, this is the absolute minimum amount of tuning you'll need to perform with any new plane. I'll show some more advanced plane tuning techniques in the next video. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.